Well, time for us to get our cricket expert J Arun Kumar into the show. Arun, good evening. Well, there were big headlines about MS Dhoni's finishing ability prior to this match. Now, MS Dhoni took 93 balls for his 50 in SCG and 53 balls in Adelaide. Would you say that today we saw the vintage MSD?
Of course, I think knowing Dhoni and his reputation of finishing games, I think Indian public sometimes get very impatient because the expectations are so much and the leverage is very less, I feel sometimes. But it was like a nostalgic memory where Virat Kohli gets 100 and Dhoni finishes matches. So this was a testimony to the fact that Dhoni is still the king of finishing games.
Right, he struggled in the heat, but you know, he was there till the end. Would you say it's a tribute to his fitness?
Of course, a lot of people have questioned about his fitness and his age, but I feel Dhoni is one of the quickest runners in the team. He competes well, he never misses a single or double and he's never tired. We have seen him not get out because of fatigue levels. And I think we should respect the fact that he has huge experience. He knows where to pick up ones and twos. And Dhoni is, of course, a very fit guy. And I think people should understand that.
Right. Today, about 100 runs were scored in fours and 199 runs in ones, twos and threes. And that means that's the amount of time the Indian batsmen have been running. How difficult would it have been for India to win this game, considering the weather conditions in Adelaide?
I think this game purely went towards fitness, and knowing Kohli and his fitness levels and the rest of the guys, including Dhoni, I think it's commendable. Running in this heat, in the Australian heat, was not easy at all. And the way we rotated strike, I mean, the risk management, I felt the way we played today was very good, where we didn't take many risks, but ran those singles and doubles really well and got those odd boundaries. Not the flourish of sixers usually, but I think the running between wickets and those odd boundaries in between, I think we played a very clinical kind of game today.
Right. Towards the end, after Virat Kohli had got out, he had, and there was a drinks break, he had gone down in the middle, almost to the middle, to talk to the batsman. What do you think would have been his message at that point of time? Because the equation was getting very tight right towards the end.
Maybe he said like Dhoni has a way of finishing matches. He didn't, although a lot of criticism was against Dhoni because of the last two games, maybe he told him to stick to his own game and take it till the end. And Dhoni exactly knows how to finish. If he's there in the middle, it's certain that India will win 99 or 100 times. So I think that's one kind of message that was given, that play your natural game, stay till the end, and be sure you'll get the board across.
And do you reckon that he should come before Ambati Rayudu in the batting order? After last match, Rohit Sharma had said in the press conference that he, as a vice-captain, would like to see Dhoni come in at number 4.
Well, I think we will be too harsh on Rayudu because he's been doing well. In the previous series, we saw Rayudu get 100, and I think getting close to the World Cup, we shouldn't make too many changes with the batting orders. And we, of course, have so many guys who have not been there, but then the bench strength now. But I feel Dhoni should still, because he likes to take a little bit of time, I think at number 5, 6 will be good for Dhoni, and leave Rayudu at number 4 and just give him his time and a lot of confidence, that because we have seen Rayudu in the past. I've worked very closely with him in Hyderabad. He's a kind of player who will take the bowling on, and he's played spinners really well. He plays medium pacers well. He runs between wickets well. So with the experience he has behind him, I think he'll be good at number 4, and Dhoni could continue finishing matches for the country.
Right. Virat Kohli really laid the foundation for that win, which Dhoni finished off in style. That 104, that knock-off 104 was his 39th ODI 100. Would you say that this was one of the more difficult hundreds that Virat scored?
It looked like, even I was watching, there were a lot of chances of boundaries, but they were well stopped in boundary line. He had to actually struggle for his runs today. He had to run a lot because a lot of boundaries were stopped, and I felt under these conditions and the extreme climate, I think he really worked hard for his runs, and it shows his fitness and determination to finish games. But unfortunately, he would have loved to finish the game, but unfortunately, after his 100, he got out. But his intent was really in a very mature level, this game, I felt.
Right, we have our first caller of the day, Preetham Simha from Mysore. Preetham, if you are hearing us, please go ahead with your question.
Madam, good evening. My question to Mr. Arun is, after the match in Melbourne, day after tomorrow, maybe on Friday, fish should be given rest for the New Zealand series because of the fatigue he has gone through to the Test series and ODI and T20?
Well, that depends on the selectors and the support staff. Well, certain players will be rested, I feel, before the World Cup, but it purely depends on whether the player needs rest. That's one question they will be asking the player before they give him the rest.
Right, Virat Kohli, in fact, took on Berendorf, after a dry spell, a reasonably dry spell of about 10 overs during which India couldn't really hit too many boundaries. How difficult would you say that spell would have been for India? Because, the asking rate crept up to almost 9 runs.
Yes, that was a very crucial stage, and I felt the way he played him over long on for a 6, I think he knew exactly where his strengths were, and that's the speciality of Kohli. He knows exactly where to take a risk and when to take a risk. And with mid-off and mid-on up, and he took him on. I think that was a changing factor in the game, and it gave us that the momentum to carry on towards getting more runs every over.
Arun, we know that Shubman Gill has been called up for the New Zealand series now. Do you see that in this current batting order, which looks almost set, there will be a place for him?
Well, let's not forget Kedar Jadhav. He's still waiting, and he's done well in the past. And there are, of course, a lot of talks about Shubham. We've all seen his talent. He's done well in the India A. But I think Kedar Jadhav will be preferred ahead of him. Looking at his previous performances, he's done nothing wrong for the country. He's proved himself really well. But I have a feeling if a top order batsman needs a break or maybe rested, then Shubham will be tested there definitely.
Right. We have our next caller, Krishnan from Chennai. Krishnan, please go ahead with your question.
I want to make a small observation. Today, MS Dhoni has kept wickets for 3.5 hours in the most humid conditions in Australia, and then batted for almost 2 hours to prove his worth. What more he should do to prove his worth for being the team for 2019 winning cup?
I don't think he needs to prove. I think you're exactly right. I think we should all believe in him and his fitness, and he's an experienced player. Like you said, he doesn't have to prove anything. We all know his fitness, and see, criticism is always there, but I think MS is past all this. He exactly knows what he has to deliver for the country, and I'm sure he does his fitness, and he's ready for it. And I think we should be patient and encourage him to win the World Cup for us.
Arun, today Virat Kohli laid the foundation of the win, and MS Dhoni finished off in style. Would you say that we need more matches with number 4, number 5 and number 6 playing handy knocks in the lead up to the World Cup?
Yes, of course. That's a very crucial time where we need to not only save wickets but maintain the run rate and keep getting runs. So number 4, 5, 6 will be very crucial for us in the World Cup, not only in the World Cup but any games. Because if we get a good start from the openers, then to consolidate those runs, I think number 4, 5, 6 will play a very crucial role, and we need to probably not make many changes there and have a solid 4, 5, 6 where they'll be experienced and they know exactly what their role is and what time they'll be going in and how much time they'll take to finish games. So I think they should stick to this strategy and have a definite 4, 5, 6.
Right. Our next caller is from Srinagar in Kashmir. Mushtaq ji, बताइए क्या सवाल है आपका?
Good evening, ma'am. Ma'am, my question is related to the part of World Cup squad to be held in England. So, are there any chances of his inclusion?
Sorry, can you repeat your question?
Sorry, come again?
Yes. Can you repeat your question, please?
Singh has recently told in an interview that he wants to be the part of the squad of the World Cup that is going to be held in England this year. Right. So, are there any chances of Yuvraj's inclusion?
Yuvraj, it looks difficult looking at the scenario now. Yes, it looks very difficult looking at the combination going very close to the World Cup. Yuvraj hasn't played much cricket recently. It'll be a very tough call. We all know he's talented, but as of now, we can't make many changes because just 10 games away from the World Cup, and I think we should stick to this.
Right, we spoke about Indian batting, but we didn't speak about Indian bowling. Would you say those last 18 balls in Australia's innings, where Bhuvaneshwar Kumar and Mohammad Shami were able to pick up 4 wickets, made a lot of difference because Australia was not able to get over the 300-run mark?
It certainly did. I think we saved about 20-odd runs there in the last few overs, and all credit to Bhuvaneshwar, the way Bhuvaneshwar and Sami, the way they finish games. They're good at the start, they're good at the end. I think in the middle overs, if we can keep it consistent, then Australia wouldn't see score going past 300. But in the end, very well done job from both of them.
Right. Are we missing Jasprit Bumrah in the last 10 overs? Because last match, the Indian bowlers conceded 93 runs. Even in this match, they conceded 93 runs. Is there a case where we are missing Jasprit Bumrah?
It looks in a way, yes, we are. But in all fairness, it's good to try out a few bowlers and give Jasprit a bit of rest before going to the World Cup. But yes, we certainly are missing the third medium pacer who will keep it more tighter and not give away more than about 60 runs.
Right. Would you say there is a case for inclusion of Mayank Agarwal in this team? You've been a coach for Mayank, but he's not a part of the ODI team currently.
I certainly hope so. But looking at the openers performing and their form, right, it will be difficult because Mayank, I'm not sure whether he'll be happy to go lower order because he's not used to it, and World Cup coming very close. I think they'll go with a team which is experienced and well set, and everyone knows their roles and places in the team.
Right. We've completely run out of time on that discussion. Thank you very much for joining us on the show.